Jose J, he's Soreño. He work with me, he hate them norteños. It's an age-old beef, I rep the negros. They got shit to do with me. Told him push it out his mind and let's get this money. Now trap boys kicking back, laying in the shade. Ain't nobody tripping, the money already made. What's up, black people? Welcome to another unlawful arrest prevention video. In today's video, we are going to see a police chief lose control when he is humiliated by being forced to call a subordinate officer to assist him. The police chief knows he was acting unlawfully and that he would ultimately look bad to his colleagues when the driver requested an additional unit on the scene.
I'm the chief of police.
Oh, you didn't call somebody else. Where's the patrol?
Even though the driver is right, I want to point out what he did correctly, but also give some constructive criticism on how he could have acted more strategically. On this channel, we analyze crowdsourced videos of traffic stops and arrests to accomplish two goals. The first, to prevent the unlawful arrests and searches of black people. This type of police misconduct typically occurs in the context of traffic stops, usually made under false pretext, which cops use to target black people they believe are vulnerable. The second, to help black people bring successful civil lawsuits against police departments for officer misconduct. We educate our viewers on how to respond in and properly document a situation in which they find themselves the victim of an unlawful arrest, so they can swiftly get false charges dropped and place themselves in an advantageous position to sue the police department. Watching videos of traffic stops and arrests helps us see the tactics and tricks that cops most often use to execute the unlawful arrest of a black person. By understanding their strategies, we can develop our own, which allow us to punish them financially later. But like I always say, it's one thing to watch these videos and think that you're prepared for certain situations. What we advise on this channel has to be constantly mentally rehearsed. Knowledge isn't really readily accessible in high-pressure situations unless you have it committed to memory, practiced, and internalized.
And as always, before we get into it, there are 3 disclaimers. I'm not an attorney. Please contact an attorney if you have an urgent legal matter. If you need help finding an attorney in your area, please submit a claim through unlawfularrestprevention.org, and we will do our best to help you find representation. 2. Unlawful arrest prevention and any videos associated with it are not for the criminally minded and are intended to help ensure legal recourse for citizens who become the victims of a civil rights violation. 3. Never under any circumstances tell a police officer that you are going to sue him or plan to sue him during the course of a traffic stop or arrest.
Yeah, you can't pull somebody over telling I gotta pull because you're the police. I ain't do anything wrong.
Let me see your driver's license.
I don't gotta give you nothing, huh?
Okay.
All right, have a good day. I will. I will.
Jail.
Okay. I ain't do anything wrong. You can't sit here and threaten people.
I didn't threaten you. I said pull off.
You said what? You said leave. Watch what's gonna happen.
If you get stuff, leave.
Yeah, I haven't done nothing.
That's what you gonna do. Crumpler. Okay. I need a unit out here. Right?
See what I mean? You got to get a unit out here.
Alright, before we get into it, let's put the interaction in context. The driver is sitting in his parked car with a woman friend. Because of the camera angle and where the video starts, we can't see the setting that well. Clearly, it's a park or some sort of grassy field area. Because the vehicle is parked, this is not technically a traffic stop, and depending on the state, the man may or may not be legally required to show ID just because a cop asked him to. Whether the police chief is embarrassed for having to call a subordinate, or whether he just doesn't like his authority challenged, we don't know. He loses his cool and the situation escalates from here.
Okay. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see your driver's license.
For what?
Because you almost hit me coming around this.
No, I didn't. I didn't hit you.
Just,
I didn't hit you.
I need to see your driver's license.
I don't need to give you anything.
Okay.
I don't need to give you anything.
Peaceful.
No. Talk to him. Check him out.
Your driver's license, please, sir.
For what? Why are you stopping me?
I'm stopping you because you're a suspicious vehicle.
Being suspicious is not a crime.
I need to see your driver's license.
You can go fuck off or call your supervisor here.
I'm the chief of police.
Oh,
There's
you need to
no
call
other
somebody else.
supervisor.
Where's the patrol car? I need a unit here.
We never get a glimpse of the woman sitting passenger side. We only hear her voice throughout the video. I have no idea what she looks like, but she kind of sounds like a white lady. The point is, her commentary is useless and she seems unaware of the stakes involved with any police stop or interaction. In particular, I don't like how she keeps egging on the driver to be more openly hostile. You can hear her say that they wouldn't have had a problem if the cop had just been more peaceful. But then right after that, the driver tells the cop he can F off. Whether the officer comes off peaceful or not should have no effect on your training.
On this channel, we always preach safety first. No payout from the city, no matter how large it is, can unkill you or unbeat the bejesus out of you or undo the permanent damage to your vision that pepper spray can cause. There is no way to undo any of that, and your life will be diminished forever. Telling a cop, even a slimy, corrupt one, to F off will never accomplish anything. If you are arrested unlawfully, sitting in a cell for a few hours can be worth $100,000. However, you have a much harder case to win if in the evidence given to the jury, you are heard cursing at an officer on video. You only hurt the chances of your lawsuit succeeding and increase the likelihood that the cop may potentially try to physically harm
Ask
you.
them to pick up the pace.
You just can't stop people and just tell them, pull over, don't you see the lights? You can't just,
Absolutely, I
no, you
can.
can't.
Obviously, you don't understand Georgia law,
No, you
sir.
can't.
Obviously, you don't understand Georgia law. Can I see your driver's license, please, sir?
I'm gonna wait for a unit to come here. Someone in the unit come.
No problem.
While we wait for the unit to show up, I want to give you some lingo to memorize. In this situation, the correct phrase to use at the very beginning of the interaction is, I will show ID only under threat of arrest. Are you going to arrest me if I do not present my ID? Now, the driver says something kind of like this later on, but he's waited too long. So I repeat, if you're sitting in your car or walking or standing on public property or whatever, and a police officer asks to see your ID, you have two choices. 1, if you have no problem with presenting your ID, then go ahead and show them. 2, if you really don't want to show them your ID and you are in a state where you are not legally obligated to, you say, I will show my ID only under threat of arrest. Are you going to arrest me if I do not present my ID? Just remember that phrase. I will show my ID only under threat of arrest. Are you going to arrest me if I do not present my ID? If you have funds set aside and you want the cops to arrest you for unlawfully demanding to see your ID in order for you to bring a lawsuit later, that's on you. But even then, it's unlikely you'll succeed if you come off as having been rude to the cops. Remember, once you're speaking to police, everything is an act. What I mean by that is you should act how you would act if you knew that your every move and every word were on camera. Basically, your behavior should be beyond reproach. If in the video footage presented to the jury, they can see that your behavior was beyond reproach, then the cop's misbehavior or the cop's misconduct will look much more severe in comparison.
Hey, bro, how you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, not much, man. Hey, look, they're just trying to ID you, man. You got your license on you?
Yeah, and I asked him why.
Yeah, I mean, because this is city property over here, and it's not that you're necessarily doing anything wrong by driving by, but the city management over here, they're just real particular about people being in here when there's no event going on.
Okay.
So because there's cameras all over this property.
I get it.
Yeah, so anytime there's just like a random car coming through here, we always respond over here just to ID whoever's over
I
here.
do want to ask, so is he the chief? Is
Yes,
he?
sir,
Okay.
that's the chief of police.
He just kind of got off kind of aggressive. You know what I mean?
All right, well, I mean, like I said, that's,
And me, I want to, I don't want to provide anything unless I did something wrong. And if I didn't do anything wrong, I would like to be on my way.
well, I mean, like I said, you are in a closed city property right now.
Okay.
So
you guys can
it's
ask
not-
me to leave and I can leave.
Well, it's not, like I said, it's not that you necessarily did anything wrong.
Then I would
but-
like to be on my way.
Well, and the thing is we saw that it's for lease. We came here to inquire about it being for lease, and he came out very aggressively towards us.
I got you.
And I got all on tape.
But look, anybody that's over here when there's not an event going on, we ID who's ever over here.
What law's that?
We mean what law? It's not a law.
So, okay. So why do I have to ID? That's my question for you.
I mean, you had no legal reason to be here, though.
I mean, this isn't locked or closed or anything, correct?
And
I
then
mean,
it says,
it's also
it's
posted
for
no
lease.
trespassing.
Yeah, but so how does somebody come and see if it leaves?
bro.
And this is just my question for you, because I'm more than welcome, but I want to do it that I'm doing it under threat of arrest. He threatened me.
Okay, well, I'm not threatening.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
So
to
then I
ID.
would like to be on my way. I don't want to
You're
ID.
not-
Georgia's not a stop and ID state, is it?
Yes, if the police get out with you, you have to provide your ID.
That's not. So what do we do here? So I'm gonna give you my ID under a threat of arrest, right? Because that's what's gonna happen if I don't give you my ID.
Call it.
If I don't give you my ID, that's what happens, correct?
I mean, you will be identified one way or the other.
Oh, so I mean, you ran my tags already, right?
I didn't run your tag.
Because
I
he
just
took
pulled
a
up
picture
right
of my
there.
tags.
What's going on?
What's
Hi, I'm
happening?
Major Woodall. I'm the number 2 of the department.
Okay, how you
I
doing?
heard you yelling back at the chief that you didn't believe he was the chief of police.
I mean, he's not in.
he doesn't have to. No policeman has to. They just have to say they're the police.
Man, get the hell out of here! So somebody
off and get
says.
out.
So somebody just
Turn that
has
off
to
and
say
get out.
they're the cop.
Turn that off and get out.
Come on now. So somebody can come up and say, I'm a police and I'm supposed to believe them?
Get out of the car.
It's crazy. Here we go.
Are you having problems identifying him?
You have your ID on you or not?
I do have my ID on.
Get it out.
And I'm
That's
doing
state
it
law.
No,
We have probable cause to arrest
what
you.
probable cause is that?
Trespassing.
I got it. Step over here, man.
Shut the fuck up. You see what I'm getting out of the gun? That's why I'm going your vehicle. You gonna get it? You gonna get it back? You gonna get it back?
81 and 2720.
Here you go.
You need to cooperate.
Second.
He's absolutely not cooperating. You're absolutely not cooperating. You were arguing. Here you were arguing. We have significant crime in this area.
Now we can hear the black officer tell the driver to shut the F up. I think the driver asked him why he was going in the vehicle and the cop was going to grab the driver's gun, which must have been in plain sight or something. Now I'm not saying this because I'm anti-gun ownership. On our channel, our goal is to train people on how to shorten their interactions with law enforcement. And if during these interactions they become the victim of misconduct, we teach them how to optimize their chance of winning a large payout from the city. Having a gun in the car, in a sense, defeats the purpose of what we want to train black people to do, which is to financially punish the system and to benefit as much as possible while doing so. When cops pull you over, oftentimes the first thing they ask is, do you have any drugs or weapons in the car? If you reveal to the cop that you have a gun, even if you own it legally, you have introduced what is to them an instrument of criminality into the equation. What I'm trying to say is that the gun becomes a motivating factor for the cop to find you guilty of something. To put it even more simply, a cop who is willing and perhaps actively looking to falsely arrest someone is less likely to let you be on your way if you have a gun. Now, some people will say, but what if you need a gun because of XYZ? My position on guns will always be the same. 1, you definitely don't need a gun if you also have a car. A gun can shoot bullets, but it can't block them. A car can very quickly bring you far, far away from wherever guns are being used. As for having a gun on your person, my response is this. If you feel like you need to carry a gun with you, change your life. If you think you need a gun in your house to protect yourself, change your life. I've never been any place in America where I felt like I needed to have the thing on me. If you feel like you absolutely need to carry a gun, you're doing something wrong somewhere. Focus on creating a life for yourself where guns are a non-thought.
That's yours. You're being warned not to come on these premises again. This is the court copy.
This is copy.
This copy. I gotta get the court copy.
It's all right. Put that in the middle.
It's all videoed by us. You can turn your stuff off.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you.
Your stuff gets lost sometimes.
No, it doesn't.
Never let a cop tell you they have it on film so you can put your phone away. Always be recording. The driver is right. Cops, especially when committing misconduct, know how to turn their cameras on and off at convenient times. And sometimes cops also know how to lose the cameras before they can become evidence in a lawsuit.
All right, let me tell you what I'm doing, sir. I'm writing you a ticket with the least amount of fine possible, and I'm not taking you to jail on a state charge of obstruction.
Okay.
Okay, when blue lights come on, you have to stop and yield to them. Okay, when blue lights come on, you have to stop and yield to them. Who's your attorney?
Go ahead.
Who's your attorney?
I'm gonna remain silent till.
Okay, I recommend Bruce Harvey.
Okay.
He's a really good Fourth Amendment lawyer.
Okay.
And when the police give you instructions to demand your identification, you must present it in accordance with state law, especially when there's probable cause, but as little as reasonable articulable suspicion. So Georgia is a must present ID state, okay? Arguing with the police doesn't get you anywhere. The judge is who you argue with. Just do what the police say on scene. I'm not taking you to jail and I'm not impounding your car.
Now, obviously, I don't know if Bruce Harvey's a good lawyer or not, but it should go without saying that you don't hire the cop's lawyer recommendation. However, ironically, the officer says something correct here. He says you don't argue with police. Actually, he says the police are not who you argue with the judge. This is absolutely true. You don't argue with the police largely because many of them are very dumb people. Arguing with dumb people is more likely to end in violence and achieve nothing. You argue with the police officer's lawyer in front of the judge when you sue for punitive financial damages.
We're way able to do that. I'm not doing that. I'm giving you the disorderly conduct city citation with a very low fine. And if you show up and you respect the judge and you throw yourself on the mercy of the court, maybe the judge will toss it. I wouldn't have any problem with that. I wouldn't have any objection with that. But you have to understand that you must obey law enforcement because we're a nation of laws. If you'll just sign right here, sir, your signature does not admit guilt. It only acknowledges receipt of the charge. And the court date is listed. You don't have to appear. You can pay it or you may appear. And you may require that I appear. Okay? Y'all be careful. Drive safe.
Give me his ticket with his violation.
Oh, I gave it to him. He put it in his pocket.
I think it was a
No,
criminal
that was my
trespass.
Oh, I got you. I'm sorry.
It's in the
I'm
car.
sorry.
I get it.
Got it.
And if I can get ID from you guys or a business card from you,
Take a picture video. Mark Woodall, 2 D's in Woodall. WOODDALL, Major.
Okay.
Second in command.
Okay.
Badge number 2602.
Thank you.
What's your name, man?
Cortez.
Cortez, let me tell you something. Once this is over with, you trained dog. Once it's over with, this is why I'm gonna give you some advice on this. You do what you want to do. That's our chief of police. If you want to get with him, if it's okay. Once it's over with, if you want to see about bring your dog here, listen to what I'm saying. Bring your dog in training. Come to the police department and talk to him, man.
Okay.
You deal with police before. You train dogs. We getting K9. We got one K9. We get another K9. That'll help you out.
Okay.
Well, let's give you some
make
business.
sense?
Huh? Huh?
Amanda, it's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing incriminating for her to say, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing incriminating for you to say.
I get it.
I'm giving
we're not
you
trying to
the
give you a hard
easiest
time.
way out in the world.
Alright, I want to end the video with a few quick points. First, I say this almost every video, but remember, cops always lie, and it's always legal for them to lie. If they say you can't say anything incriminating, that's obviously not true. The cop was spewing bullshit and lies to cover the chief's misbehavior and possibly to assuage the chief's embarrassment. Second, now obviously, the more egregious a cop's behavior or the more dramatic their misconduct, the larger a financial payout will be when you do sue them. In this case, the driver was lucky. Cops who were looking to really inconvenience him were, in the end, only able to write a small citation. However, just because the consequences in this instant were not drastic in the end, that is not a reason to refrain from bringing a lawsuit. In fact, every time you feel you have been treated unlawfully by the police, you should bring a lawsuit, even if it seems like the issue is a small matter or over a small dispute. Most unlawful traffic stops start out as small disputes and end up with non-physical but still unlawful consequences for the victim. Unlawful stops are conducted so often that if we collectively as a people bring lawsuits for every single violation of our civil rights, it will eventually become a drain on the system and its budget, as well as a source of new wealth for black communities.
I'm trying to make it where you can make money. I'm trying to make it where you can have a relationship with the police department.
Well, yeah, but the blue lights and red lights came on. It's video. It's all video. Yeah.
Amanda.
But my point being, we're not being ugly.
Just
Don't you
think
see
about
that?
what I said.
Don't you know
All
I
right.
could take him to jail for obstruction and failure to yield and obstruction of a police officer and all that? I mean, there's like 5 charges that are serious misdemeanors that could be held. We're not that way. I'm not that way.
All right, thank you.
Did he get his gun back? Oh. Y'all be safe.
Can I get a business card from you?
Man, I don't have.
Alright, that's it. Thank you for tuning in to another unlawful arrest prevention video. The more you simulate these interactions in your head, the better prepared you will be should a cop try to unlawfully arrest or detain you. If you would like to submit a video or need help finding representation in your state, please contact us on unlawfularrestprevention.org or email us at uap@unlawfularrestprevention.org.
Would I, should I, could I print them? They wanna get free. Would I, should I, could I send them? They wanna get free. Would I, should I, could I ship them? They wanna get free.